Okay, this time we learn about the CSS. This is quite important in the public exam. It's called cascading style sheet. What's that actually? Um, Actually, he's doing something in decoration, such like this park presentation layer. Um, to format the whole page, web pages or individual elements, and actually all about the color things and style things. And we already learned about HTML, about the JavaScript in the field a practical exam in IGCSE. We don't have this part, but in theory you need to understand what is behavior layer. We use JavaScript to get it. So we focus on our today topic is a CSS. So so CSS is a style, right? Styles can be created separately or embedded into HTML. In public exam or in IT and IT field industry, we don't use the embed. We use separately. So please focus on separately. And the CSS file extension is .css, such as here. So .css. Style sheets could be attached to a number of web pages to give a consistent layout and appearance. Layout and appearance and attach. And so we use the method separate and attach. And what is CSS format? CSS rules have a selector and a decoration block like this thing. So selector is about the area you want to apply. Let's say here's H1 heading 1 or H2 heading 2, or you can use apply it in the body or in the table. Yeah, this kind of thing. And then when you select the elements in the HTML, you type in the properties you want to change. For example, here's a color, and use colon, and type the color value, and separated by the semicolon. And because heading one you can change the color and the font size or the font style or bold anything else. So the second property we want to change is the font size. So we use semicolon and type the value. So as you can see, with semicolon to separate a different property, use the colon to tell the program that the value the separator between the value and the property, and finally use surrounded by by curly brackets, okay, rather than the HTML thing. HTML rules we want to close by the arrow bracket. So that's the usage, how to use it. And as I said, we use the attach then an external style sheet to a web page. We use this method. So how? Actually, what's the code here is which is highlighted. The link, use the link tag and use REL. What's that for? REL is that relationship between the current document and the link document. So relationship is that you are telling the computer is style sheet, and the type is text or CSS, and the file location, hyperreference is that, and the file name. Then so actually we don't need to remember this because we use Dreamweaver and just click some buttons and we generated this code for you. And then how about the comments? Comments in HTML we use this thing to comment. How about we go back? Do you remember this thing? This thing? The comment, right? It's not one. It's not one by the program. But when the CSS is changed, it's a little bit. Use the slash and star and slash again, such like the words highlighted here. Okay, so I finished the theory. So we go to our practice. First, go to the CS file in the share folder, and from VICT, copy this thing. First is the HTML file. Second is the style cascading style sheet file. So copy it to the your personal show folder and paste to chapter 1 and paste it. So here, and then you open the Dreamweaver. Before we do it, I show you the things. Okay, before you apply the CSS, just like this thing. After you apply the CSS, it change a lot, right? And it looks more fancy. Um, so I delete the answer first. So you need to drag those two files into the Dreamweaver here. Okay, this is the HTML and this style sheet. You can see here what's that is talking about the heading one. Heading one, the color. The words in the heading one, the color is that RGB, so it's red. As you can see, red, and the font times the Roman, the size, text alignment, and left, H2, heading 2, 3, 4, 5, at the last paragraph. So he's talking about the style, okay, now appearance. And then we go back here. It's quite plain, right? First thing, how can we attach this thing to this HTML? Before you attach, you need to search here Windows, the CSS designer. As you click this, a pop window from your right hand side pop up here. So again, so make sure you are opening the CSS designer. As you open the designer, you can see a source and click the plus button and the new CSS source file here. And because normally we use existing CSS file, attach, and the final is browse because you already copied to your own folder. It's called style1.css. Open, so and open. So when you import, and you can see it quite different. And the heading 1 change the red color, heading 2 change this green, blue, and the alignment different and the size different because here because we use a link tag and you use the hyper reference these properties to include the style sheet here. So it means that you will use these properties to apply on this website. Okay, so you finish the first task. The second task is about I want you to guide to let's say to change the color in the heading 1 from red to purple. So go to here and delete the things here and go. Remember the hashtag and select the color, maybe purple here, and select the color maybe I think the red maybe more this thing. Okay, alright, and press enter. Finish and go back. You change to the purple, right? And the second thing I want you to do is change the background color to orange. So how you go? Maybe go to the first one. Okay, first line. Enter. And because the background color we want to apply is the whole page. So is in the actually is in the body, in the part of body. So we type body and the curly bracket and the background color and use the color picker and use orange If you guys in the public exam or assessment, you ask they will give you a code. You just type a code here. And this time we how about we do this thing? Okay, this code enter again. Background. Okay, what happened here? I move here. Go back. Make sure is in the body and this curly bracket. And yes, make it more tidy. Okay, looks good. Okay, save it. And also go to the CSS, you change it to orange. Okay, you save it as well, and you open the CSS1 file and submit to the Google Classroom. That's all done.